I know what you guys are thinking before this video even starts. That art looks like shit. I'll have you know I didn't draw this, okay? But I felt bad for the individual that did, so I kept it up there because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. Don't bully me for my shit art today, okay? So this rant video begins as so many before it, on Twitter. Yep, I was perusing Twitter the other day when I saw this gem of a tweet. Now, my original thoughts and feelings towards this tweet are very similar towards the person that originally put it out. It makes absolutely no sense why Nike providing extra large to triple extra large clothing for women to wear who want to get healthier is in any way treating overweight women like special little snowflakes, or promoting body positivity and promoting this it's healthy to be overweight lifestyle that some people are trying to push. What do you want fat women to work out in? Burlap sacks? You want them to take their bed sheets off of their bed, wrap it around like a toga and go to their local 24 Fitness? No, absolutely not. It is perfectly fine for a overweight woman to want to wear nice Nike clothing with good support to go to the gym. Do you want overweight women to try and fit into a size 6 to go to the gym? Because I feel like that's a really good way to discourage anybody from going out in public, is encasing their body like a sausage and telling them to run on a treadmill in front of people. God forbid Nike provide women with clothing that fits. And no, in no way is that making them special snowflakes. It's providing them with clothing. I don't understand how being overweight means that you shouldn't be allowed basic normal rights of being a human being, like clothing yourself. So originally this tweet made me pretty mad, and I was originally going to turn on my camera and talk about how being positive and encouraging and focusing on getting a little bit better and being comfortable while you're doing it is the best way to get people to lose weight and be healthy. Being a negative piece of shit and a cunt online or to their face, or saying, no, fuck you, you fatty, fit into what we have, or kill yourself essentially, is not a very good way for women to lose weight. You're going to make them probably eat more, to be honest. But I quickly found out that there was so much more to this than meets the eye. I did not even know what I was really getting into, and thank God I looked into it, because I would have looked like a total fucking moron had I not. So this video is going to be me explaining and kind of ranting about what is actually going on with Nike and why the Daily Mail span it the way that they did. Because to be honest, there shouldn't be any correlation with Nike providing triple XL and promoting being unhealthy. That's like saying because Nike provides double 0 to 0 sizes, they're promoting anorexia. It's just stupid. But do not worry, there's more to this, and we're gonna dive right on in.
And what do you make of this whole BMI thing? Because he was referencing that muscle weighs more than fat, so you can't necessarily tell.
Yeah, I don't buy this. You know, clearly BMI is not a perfect measure, but as your BMI goes up, you're more likely to be obese. If you're a trained athlete, you're going to have a high BMI, but you don't need your BMI to tell you that you're fit. But if you have a high BMI and you can't see your toes, you got a problem there.
I first tried to go to as many social media sites as I possibly could. I went to Twitter accounts, I went to their official site online, I went to Facebook, I went to Instagram. I could not find one place where they were actually promoting being any weight and being overweight is fine and be positive about your body. There's nothing on any of their sites, which left me really confused, because why was the Daily Mail so sure that Nike was pushing this agenda if there was nothing on any of their sites saying that they were promoting this? I did not understand what was happening, and I started to get even more angry because I was like, are they just putting words in their mouth? Because this makes no sense. However, I decided to not give up, and I pushed on, and I went back to square one. I went back to the Daily Mail that I had originally set my sights on and decided to go into the sources, because they had to have some sort of sources, right? Like, there has to be something. Maybe they know something about Nike that I don't. So I went through all of their sources, all of 3, which and they were Instagram accounts. I clicked on the first one and it was a overweight lifestyle blogger. And I noticed very quickly that the blogger in most of the pictures was one of the Nike models that was used and promoted on the Instagram for Nike women. Now I found the picture that was originally posted on Instagram on her account as well, but with a very different caption, and this is where things started to make sense. Now, although Nike women on their page simply advertised the clothing that they were promoting and had a picture of a plus size model, there was no actual hint of promoting being that weight. It was simply just showing what it looked like on a plus size model, showing that they had the sizes, had some sort of inspirational quote about being happy about being on the dance floor, some cancer, and then hashtag motivation. Just some generic, motivated, you feel good when you work out quote. There's no real attachment to body positivity or being okay at any weight or promoting an unhealthy lifestyle. It was simply a quote from the model talking about how she liked dancing. Now, on her Instagram page, the picture of her had a very different caption. It talked about being a part of the movement and collaborating with Nike and talking about how it's awesome that Nike believes that you can be healthy at any weight. She also puts in the description that you can be healthy and be overweight, which I could not disagree more, but whatever. It is night and day, the two descriptions. And that's when I started to realize that Nike's smart. What Nike did was they said, okay, we cannot have this movement be something that we're publicly pushing because it's extremely hypocritical. We are a clothing line that promotes health. We are a company that promotes sports, athletics, health, eating right, working out. Now, if we turn around and say, being 300 pounds is totally cool and you can look good while you do it, we're kind of fucking ourselves. So what do they go ahead and they do? They give it to these people with strong social media backgrounds, people that basically push that rhetoric on their own, and then they don't have to be attached to the actual movement itself. It's essentially the perfect solution. So why does Nike want to cater to these women? Because it's an untapped market for Nike. Nike realized that they're not making all the money that they could. There's a huge market of large ladies that need to be clothed, and you know, what better way than to promote being okay at that weight so women buy that size of clothing? You're just opening up your market. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is Nike wanted to have their cake and they wanted to eat it too, which is so fitting for this video. At the end of the day, should Nike be providing tools to help encourage or make working out easier for overweight women that want to start to lead a healthier lifestyle? Absolutely. Great. Good on them. Fantastic. Should Nike be pushing this agenda that being any weight is good or healthy and that it's okay to be severely overweight? No, probably not. But at the end of the day, it's all about that fat dollar, and Nike doesn't give a shit. You're giant hypocrites, Nike, and I hope you know that.